Hello everyone, Namaste, RVD here, and a very warm welcome to my YouTube channel. We are into our playlist programming in C Sharp and heading towards the next video, that is video number 8, operators part 3. So this is going to be the last part of operators. Again, I won't say I'll be covering the complete set of operators given by C Sharp, but the significant ones or the important ones would be getting covered with the third part getting completed. So let's go ahead and see what we have in store for you in this particular video. Okay, so let us start with equality with reference types. Now we already had seen the equality operator, right? When it works with value type, it just returns true if both the operands are equal. But when we work with reference types, two references or reference operands are said to be equal if they refer to the same object. Because what reference store is the reference to the object. So if at all two references are referring to the same object, then we would say they are equal. Okay, so let's see, student A equal to new student. So A would be a reference referring to a student object. Okay, so this is a student object. Now I'm creating student B, which is again a new reference, and I'm saying equal to A. So the student B, the new reference, will refer where A is referring. This is the meaning of this particular statement. Now suppose now I do A double equal to B or A equal to B, it has to return true because both A and B are referring to the same object. And that's the effect of equality with reference types. Okay, again, there is a variety, if at all, how we work with a string object, because it contains nothing but the actual contents of the string, okay, and not the references, because string is typically handled in a different way. Okay, but general idea of equality with reference is this. Now is operator. Now is operator is used to check the type of a given operand dynamically. So I'm just checking whether x is y or not. So when I'm saying x is y, that means x is a variable and y has to be a type. Now if x belongs to y type or x is a variable of y type, this will return true, or else it will return false. Okay, let us understand the deep meaning. X is y returns true when if x is an object of either type y or any type that derives from y. Okay, so if x is not directly of type y but it is of a type which is derived from y, still I would say x is y. Okay, maybe slightly confusing. So let us take examples and we'll make it more clear. So I have just created an object reference which is referring to new base. Okay, so object m equal to new base, object n equal to new derived. Okay, let us understand that base is a base class and derived, as the name suggests, has to be its derived class. Okay, just for simplicity I had kept this. Now when I say m is base, see, m itself is of type base, so it has to be true. If I'm saying m is derived, okay, m is derived. Now m is neither directly the object of derived nor it is of the any type which is derived from derived. No. Okay, I'll show you. Base derived. Okay, when I say m is base, okay, perfect, m is base. M is derived, m is actually of type base. Okay, so it could be either m is base is true or it could be anything which is above base. Okay, from which base is derived, which is not the case. Hence m is derived is false, which is also correct. Now when I say n is base, see, I'm saying n is base. Now actually n is not base, n is derived. But derived is nothing but derived from base. So your y could be either, your x could be an object of type y or it could be anything that derives from y. Now when I say n is base, n is not of type base, but n is of type derived, which is derived from base. Okay, you will require to pause the video, think about it, or maybe go back and listen to this again. So n is base is also true. Okay, N is derived has to be true because it is obviously created directly from derive. Now this is important to understand this particular type, that it need not be the same type, it could be any type that is derived from that type. So n is base is allowed because n is of type derived, and derived is derived from base. Okay, again I tried my best to explain this. So this is the use of is operator. I can dynamically check the type of a given variable or object. Name of expression, it's not that great as such. It produces the name of variable, type or member as a string constant. Okay, it is evaluated at the compile time, so no effect at the runtime. So see, what I've done is I've tried printing that what name of system.collections.generic. So it's going to be the output generic. So it is extracting the name as a string constant. See, I'm putting name of list in bracket int type of list when I create. So it understands that this is a list type, that's our output. If I go for list dot count, then it understands that the final name that it has to extract is count. That's a property. Again, I'm going for add, so it will go for add. So a very simple concept. It is going to extract the variable's name, or maybe the type or name of the type, or name of its member, whichever is the final what you can say, the final component of the expression. Okay, that is name of. The new operator, it's going to be a very basic one and we're going to use it everywhere. It is used to invoke constructor of type to create a new instance of that type. So student obj equal to new student, it creates a constructor, or it calls the constructor of student, and it creates a new object of student. Previously also I have shown in the same video that obj is just a reference. Okay, when I say new student, constructor is invoked, it will create an object of that type and that is returned to this reference. So reference can refer to it. New operator can also be used to create array instance. Yes. So var sample, I can create an integer array as well. Var works for creation otherwise also. So var sample new int 5. So this is again the use of new, which is used to create. Sample again is going to be a reference, and this is going to create an array of 5 integers, and sample is going to refer to it. Okay, so that's the use of new. You will find the use of new in almost each and every program that we work with. Okay, there's one more called sizeof. Okay, sizeof, there is a chance that your code required to be kept in the unsafe block. If at all the sizeof is being used in a different way, it is allowed to be used with the type. Okay, it is used to return the number of bytes occupied by the operand variable. So size of byte occupies 1 byte, so it returns 1. Int is 4, char 2, double 8. So that's the size of operator. Dynamically, if I want to calculate the size of the given operand, I should be getting that using sizeof. But be careful while using sizeof. Okay, if at all you put the type, there is no issue. You'll be able to find out the size of that type and it returns the size in bytes. Okay, so that's it for the third part of the operators, and we've tried touching upon most of the significant operators that we have. As and when we'll go ahead, we'll do programs. If at all we required to use any operator which was not being described, we'll be taking the opportunity there to describe that operator and to use it. Okay, but you can very well go through all the 3 operators part again and get yourself familiar with these operators to start with. Okay, so that's it for the current video. Thank you and a very happy learning.